Yo, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Jacob Latimore, and they checking out my boy David Duane. Let's get it.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning back into On Air with your one and only rockstar, the Mike David Duane. In the place to be, we've got our boy Jacob Latimore back on with us now. If y'all don't know who Jacob is, R&B recording artist and actor as well, and he's back with us. What's going on, Jacob?
What's going on, man? How you?
Doing great. How about yourself?
Doing well. Never better.
Hey, listen, you are doing well. You got the new movie coming out on Friday. You finally got the debut album out. You've been killing it with the acting since the last time we talked. I gotta say, congratulations on everything.
Thank you, man. Thank you. This has been a overwhelming experience for my film career over the past year and a half alone. This is learned so much working with Will Smith to working with director Captain Bigelow to releasing Slight now. And just now working in Chicago on a TV series with Showtime now. It's just crazy. I feel very blessed, very busy, and it's exciting, man.
Absolutely. And I gotta ask you, since we're talking about the acting right now, were you expecting for your acting career to just really take off like this? Because it was like role after role after role after role for you. Did you expect for it to take off like this?
Not at all. I think even when I was younger, I had opportunities that came my way to audition for The Lion King, and at a young age, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. So I was just like, nah, I don't really want to do Lion King. I want to do music. I want to focus on music. And then maybe later on, I'll branch off into some other things. And but maybe a few years later, I moved to Atlanta, met an agent, and I literally just got a little bit more brave and started taking more auditions and got into some very brief acting classes that may have helped me. And I just literally, after my first movie, I just caught the acting bug. And now it's more so the forefront of my career now, so it's incredible.
Indeed. And what was it like, being able to work with Will Smith? Because a lot of people don't get that opportunity, and I've heard so many great things about, people working with him. What was that experience like for you?
It was incredible. I think he has a very just strong presence, a strong glow about him. And when you walk into a room, you feel like you've known him for a very long time, and in a way we have. Everybody's sort of grown up watching him, in his career, and it's just incredible. He has incredible incredible energy towards the set, towards his fans and his craft. I just thought it was really incredible to work with him. He just, he has this energy that you just always want to be around.
Exactly. And let's, kind of talk about this brand new album that you got out, The Connection, because, this definitely was a long time coming for you. You've been working on music, for a while now and trying to get out this project. What's it like finally being able to have, a debut body of work out?
It feels great. Especially now I'm an independent artist. I was, I wanted to put out a project, an official project a long time ago. But,
right.
Now really being able to do it my way and really, market the way I want to distribute it the way I want to distribute it is, it's a really, really cool thing. And, I'm just excited I was able to release it, my way and really, have the fans gravitate to it. I thought that was just a really, really dope moment for me. And still continuing to release videos from the project. Released a new music video today called Love Drug from the album. And I got a couple more visuals that I'll release throughout the year that I'm excited to keep the content out for the fans.
Right. And that's incredible because, it's so important to have content out as an artist, especially as a, independent artist. People know who you are, but the fact that, you're willing to put out content is amazing because a lot of people will be like, okay, we're going to drop a project. We're not going to do no content. We're not going to be on social media with it. But you're really, you and your team are, really going full-fledged with it while you have the different film and television projects going on.
Yeah, we shot a couple music videos before I got to filming. So while I was filming, I made music videos while I have this busy film schedule. So it's it takes a lot of scheduling and planning it out and squeezing time in for this and that. And scheduling is probably the most hectic thing to do.
Right. Now, would you say it's gotten a little bit overwhelming since your schedule has really gotten very hectic? 1 minute you're here, 1 minute you're there. Does it feel like it's gotten a lot hectic for you?
For sure. I think literally right before I came out of Chicago to film the first episode, I was working on a film in Atlanta for about a month. Literally the day I wrapped, like that morning, like maybe a few hours that morning, I had to get on a plane to come to Chicago for the tapery for the next project, which is like me jumping in and out of character overnight to somebody totally different now. So it's it gets hectic. It's a little overwhelming. So I definitely find my time for me to just kind of like zen, you know what I mean? Just like get myself together.
Exactly. And what's that balance been like, having to, do music and then acting? Like, how's the balance? Because I know that can be, like, very tricky.
Yeah, it's, in a way I look at everything as performing. I've always loved performing, whether I was doing music or, performing on set in front of a camera and portraying a character. So I always look at it that way and that's who I am. I'm a performer. So I'm whether I'm performing on screen, I'm performing in front of the stage or with the music playing, I'm always in character.
Right, definitely. And that's what I consider it as, too. Like, I try to tell people, whether you're doing, you're an author and then you're a songwriter or whatever it is, you're in character. Even as like some kind of form of talent, you are a performer. Like, you're juggling. Because you still got a regular life that you got to worry about, and then you got this career that you got to worry about. So I definitely can agree with that statement.
Absolutely.
So the concept for the album, Connection, what made you go with this title, and, what was the inspiration behind the concept for it?
This is my first official album, so I wanted to do a project that connects with my core audience. It's the fans that's been, with me since I was 10 years old. And I think R&B has always been a foundation of my sound, who I am as an artist. So I definitely wanted my first project to reflect that. And I kept saying, I always wanted to connect. I was like, I need to connect. I need to connect more. I need to connect more with my peers. And I was just like, you know what? Let's have Connection be the album. That's the name of the album, Connection.
And the single that you dropped, The Real, love the concept of that. Definitely think it was a great single to, get the fans and just music listeners riled up about it. How did you feel about the response once you had dropped it?
I thought it was really incredible. I think a lot of my fans are getting, when it's really hard when you come up so young in the industry, and a lot of people will see you one way. You know what I mean? So it's I expected to hear that. Oh, Jake Latimore, I think you're growing now. Jake Latimore, I think you're growing now. It's not really a thing where I force really. It's not like I'm trying to prove so hard that I'm growing. It's just like I am growing. It's just what it is. You know what I mean? But I understand that perspective, because it's been a lot of artists I've seen that I always looked at a young age, and I'm like, dang, they're just like, they're this now. This is who they are now. So growing up in the industry can be a tough transition, but I think that's why I wanted to put out The Real. I wanted to have fun with that record, and I definitely wanted that up-tempo to just showcase me as a performer, showcase me as a talent, and I wanted to do the music video right in my hometown to make it feel real organic, and I thought that was perfect.
I think it definitely was perfect to show the organicness and then to drop the single. And like you said, a lot of people don't understand and will look at you like crazy, be like, oh, you think you're grown, but it's like you are grown. Like you're whole adult. Like, you got to progress and make moves and do sounds and talk about certain subjects. Like we cannot be talking about kiddie stuff anymore. Like, cool, that's cute when we were, we started out, but it's like at some point you got to be like, okay, it's about the progression that we're going for now.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it's a tough envelope to push, because, you never want to come out too harsh, but I think, I'm transitioning very, very well, and I think more and more of my fans are just starting to realize, like, yeah, it's just not the same no more. It'll never really be that. And some of it will be the same, but, obviously growth changes you a little bit.
And let's also talk about the fact of, with these music videos, like, you really have been, like, killing it with the dance. I watched the videos, I'm like, damn, Jacob is going hard. Like, this choreography is crazy. Like, how's the process been, like, being able to, incorporate dancing into, because you are a performer, being able to incorporate into these videos and really going as hard as you are, because I ain't seeing nobody dancing like this at all, besides Chris Brown. But, for you, what's that process been like?
I just always been inspired by just great performers. I was watching Michael a lot when I was younger. I was watching The Temptations. I was watching Usher, like a whole lot. I think, that's something that's always just sort of been embedded to me at a young age. So, even with every visual, even if I don't maybe have the dancers behind it, I have to do some sort of movement in the visual because that's just who I am at the heart of it. You know what I mean? So and I've gotten together with my choreographer Roro, who's done a lot of stuff for Marion, and he's always been one of my favorites. And we just get into a room and we just start moving, and we just start trying different things and trying to be very creative with everything.
And especially like with this new video, Love Drug, that you just dropped. Tell them about, this concept of that single and that video, because Just Drop is really hot, and that's personally one of my favorites from the album.
Thank you. Actually, Love Drug was actually one of the first records I recorded for this project, actually. Again, one of my personal favorites as well. Love Drug is a smooth R&B record, just, talking about how, the girl is my drug. She is, I'm addicted to her, and I want her to get addicted to me. That sort of double entendre of love and drugs, and how the addiction of, how you can be sort of addicted in a relationship to, that other person. And that is, that's definitely what I wanted to capture in the music video for me, starting off in the car, driving to the house, me sort of following the little traces she drops in, like in the kitchen with the note, and I put it in my jacket and I walk up the stairs. I just thought that was a very just cool concept that we wanted to play with, and it was fun, man. It was fun. I'm a visual artist. I love to, I want to do music videos for really all of the records on the album as much as I can, and really just give them a visual of the whole project.
And did you write on this project?
I wrote a little bit on this project. Yeah, a lot of the songs were already done.
Okay.
It was definitely some records I put input on, and I think for me, I'm definitely writing a lot more, getting in the studio and just even if I'm not truly writing it, I'm just like in the studio with the writer, just telling them what I want to talk about. And they help me put it in a song format for me. And working with some really, really talented guys. This guy named Brandon Rossi, Kevin Ross, who's actually has a #1 record on Urban AC right now. He wrote Mutual, really, really, really dope writer. Trey and Mother Musa, producers of the Love Drug project. Remember Me as well. Like it's really great producers and really great writers on this one, and I was just excited to just work with people that's just sort of growing with me in the industry.
That's definitely what's up. So what inspires you the most to with your writing, since you're now getting used to, writing your own music?
Really life. Like if I'm going through something, if I'm feeling a type some sort of way, or if I may get inspired by someone else's situation, that I think that could always spark interest. And then sometimes you'll get in the studio and the song is playing and you'll start singing melodies and you realize that words are just starting to just flow out and you don't really know where it's coming from. And it can happen that way as well. Let's talk about
just jump to music, about the new lead you have coming out on Friday. Let people know about that in case they're not aware, because they need to go see that on Friday.
This Friday, Slight. This is a superhero origin story that we're really, really excited to present. I think this is a role I've never really shown. An award I never really lived it on screen yet, and I'm excited for people to see, my range in the acting world, and and make people believe that that young black men can be the face of these types of films, and it's I think we're really excited about it. We shot it in 16 days, and
wow.
When I seen it, I almost got scared because I was with JD and I was like, why does the film look so good? Like, why does it look this great? I said, bro, we shot it so fast. He said, I know, we're going crazy. This is right, maybe a month before we took it to Sundance. And I'm just like, yo, this is crazy. Like, this is crazy. Like, how how do we do this? How do we do this? And we're really, really proud of what we put together because, you know, when you do a movie that fast, it's like, oh, I hope we got it, you know. And I think we did a really, really great job of capturing this one. And this is a very sort of realistic, invincible, you know, superhero origin story that I think a lot of people will believe.
I'm definitely looking forward to seeing the movie on Friday because that will be the first thing I do on Friday. Besides, like, my birthday is on Thursday, so I'm going to definitely be going to see that. Be like, all right, birthday weekend,
awesome.
Let's see the movie.
I appreciate it. That'll be just, yeah.
No doubt. So, Jacob, thanks so much for coming on the show. No, you got to go. So, definitely appreciate it a lot, you know, catching up with you because it's been a minute. I'm just so glad that, you know, you're killing it with the music. The album is finally out. The people need to go get Connection. They can get that. You know, you got the film coming out Friday, and then you've got this upcoming project, television series that you're working on, right? You said?
Yeah. I'm working on a television series in Chicago right now. I also have a film coming out August 4th called Detroit with director Captain Bigelow that I was really excited to work with. She did a film based around the 1967 Detroit riots, and the trailer for that is out right now. So check that out. Slight this Friday. Detroit, August 4th, and more music, and you know, a lot more film and TV projects.
Oh, another question. The fans want to know, since the tour was pushed back, when can they expect the tour?
You know what? I've been asking myself the same question for the past 2 months. I'm just like, when am I going to have time to get on the road? I don't know when I'll be able to do a tour, but I definitely want to set up shows, you know, pop-up shows here and there, you know, in different cities to, you know, just to get in front of the fans. I'm in Chicago. Chicago's one of my number one, you know, markets, and I definitely want to do a show here. Go to Milwaukee and do a show, and, you know, and see what the fans want me to come to, and I definitely want to set those types of things up for, you know, for the fans that want to see me live in concert, because, you know, I love performing again. That's what I love to do. I love hitting the road, so we'll keep a lookout for those.
Definitely will. We definitely are looking forward to that, Jacob. Thanks so much again for this interview.
Thank you.
No doubt. And before we have you go and do a drop for us, tell people where they can, you know, they can stay connected with you as far as social media is concerned.
Stay connected with me through Twitter and Instagram at Jacob Latimore. Facebook.com is /Jacob Latimore as well. I'm on Snapchat. Hit me on Snapchat. JanG1996, JanJi1996. And yeah, man, I'm always on social media. Always snapping something. Yo, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Jacob Latimore, and they checking out my boy David Duane. Let's get it.